Hey everybody, this is Keith Gosnell from Amped Publishing, and today I'm going to review a brand new page builder software called iGloo. Couple things. Over the years, I've used many different page builders. There's some decent ones out there. Couple of things I don't like about them is the price point is extremely expensive, as well as it seems they just become more clunkier and clunkier as they begin to update and add features to it. I don't really like if it doesn't have a drag and drop interface for me, then I'm pretty much out. I don't like the clicking on this, adding something, adding an element, and then having to insert it and so on and so forth. It's just overwhelming when you're trying to get something done quickly. So I really like the drag and drop features here in iGloo, as well as just how easy it is to use. And again, the price point as well is quite a bit better than some of these others. And its feature set is comparable to a lot of the more popular page builders out there. However, I do find that this one has a couple of unique features that we'll definitely be walking through and showing you as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the dashboard. Okay, so looking around the dashboard, we have the ability to create new campaigns, go to your existing campaigns. We have some settings, tutorials, the ability to do any upgrades, support if needed, and you can promote iGloo from this link here as well. Now up top we have the ability to go ahead and create those campaigns, contests, which is a unique feature of iGloo, which we'll get into. Your settings, which basically mimics this button here. You can upload an avatar, change your password. Any updates to the system he'll be notified here, and of course the logout. Okay, so let's take a look at the settings here first. This is something you're probably going to want to set up first before getting into anything. Now, this does come with a WordPress integration. You do not need to be a WordPress user to use iGloo. You can export any of your pages and upload them anywhere you want to. However, if you are a WordPress user, this makes it very convenient, which I'll show you once we do a test page here. I'll show you how quick and simple it is to import these into WordPress. You can also have your Autoresponder integration. So you see he has a few here. As well as the request for any other integration, and it also integrates with Using. Now, you can add them simply pulling down a drop-down, going ahead and putting in your API keys. Works generally the same way any other integrations work on other software. You'll also see it'll give you a count of your domains and which domains you have them applied to, so you can get rid of some old ones if you're not using any pages on those domains. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll actually build out a sales funnel. I can show you kind of how easy that is to do with iGloo. Before we get to that, I do want to show you one quick feature here, and that is the contests feature, which I think is pretty unique to any other really page builder out there. You'll see I have a contest created here already, and basically it's this page here, which gives you some settings. The ability to name that contest, what the pop-up background is going to look, color is going to be, the text color, the score icon, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. How you want it positioned, the end date of the particular contest, a description of whatever that the share description is, and collected points text. You've collected so many points, your rank, and then a YouTube video if you want. You can put a video in there, telling them what to do next, or you can simply, just follow the directions that it gives you on the pop-up. But if you want to be more personalized, which I suggest you do, is you just go ahead and put your YouTube video URL in there. So what a contest is basically is a good example of that would be just an opt-in page. Okay, so if I am maybe promoting or maybe a pre-webinar, a pre-launch webinar, I want to get people signed up, but I also want it shared. Okay, I want as many people on this webinar as I can get. So what I'm going to do is after the visitor registers for that particular webinar, I'm going to take them to a thank you page, and I'm going to present them basically with this contest. Okay. Now I would obviously set some prizes, towards that, and basically the winner is whoever refers the most people to this particular webinar registration page. Okay. Now I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like in here, and I've done it just by let's see here. Let's go into my campaigns. I think it's under my demo, and I just did a blank. Yeah, okay, so I just did a blank page for this. Now, obviously, we'd want to use some sort of maybe the webinar template to use for this, but basically the idea is that you attach a contest to a form. So regardless of what you're doing on the actual landing page, if it's a webinar registration or just an opt-in for some sort of report or checklist, we would apply this contest to this particular form. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a look at this. If I go ahead and select that, what you're going to see is style. Okay, and my settings. Now right here, you're going to see, now with this form element, you can edit a lot of different things. There's a lot of different settings for it, margins, the input itself, the button, which you can just simply click and edit, so register now. Good there. So there's the button styles you can apply to it, the input fields you can change as well, and then also the thank you. Okay, so you can build out an entire thank you page if you'd like. So for now it just says thank you because I just want to show you the idea behind what these contests are. Okay, so if I go ahead and save this, and let's see here, and we go preview. Okay, so here's my opt-in page. I'm telling them, maybe there's a video on the page telling them exactly what's happening. I'm going to go ahead and register. Okay, so I put in my email address. Okay, and I'm going to register now. Okay, so right now this is the pop-up that I was talking about back in the settings, okay? So you'll see my descriptions. Thanks for subscribing. Share your unique referral link to get points to win. All right, so they can go ahead. Now, this is the actual URL that would be sent. Now, this URL is basically the landing page URL. So if I had this hosted on my own domain, it would be whatever the name of my page is to get them to that particular opt-in page. This is just obviously just a test, so that's why it's going to launch iGloo.com. And then folks can share that through whichever social media outlets they'd like, and they basically accrue points. Now, how you can see that is you're going to notice right here, my contests, you've collected 0 points. So right now, if I go back to this registration page as a visitor, I would see how many points I've collected and what rank I am. Right now, I'm nothing because I'm the only one that's subscribed. So what you can do then is hop back in. Let's go ahead and close out of that and hop back over to, let's get out of here. And I'll show you now on contests. And you'll notice up here there's a subscriber link, okay? So I can now see, Keith, am publishing. My rank is #1, and I have a 0 score because I have not shared that with anybody. Okay, so what I can do is export this list as well. Now you can also hook this to your autoresponder. So you can choose to either have, and matter of fact, I can show you that. Let's go ahead and go back into my campaigns here and edit. And I'll show you where that hookup is. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so let's go to settings. Now I have in here the input name, the redirect, okay, my autoresponder. So you can choose the iGloo, which is what I just showed you. It'll just basically collect those for you right inside of there. Or you can hook it up to any of the autoresponders that iGloo currently integrates with to send them through their own particular, if you want to follow up with an autoresponder series, you can do so, using that as well. But it will collect, in iGloo all the registrants so that it basically keeps track of, of your particular who's winning, basically. That'll all be tracked within here. Okay, so let's go ahead and build out a sales funnel. So let's go ahead and create a new campaign, and we'll just call this whatever this product is. Okay, we'll just call it a blue widget app for testing purposes, and go ahead and create that. We're going to add a page, and will most likely be the landing page because it's going to be some sort of product landing page, right? So we'll go ahead, and you can preview these as well, any of these templates. So let's just go ahead and select this one here, and we'll just call this, blue widget product sales page. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and edit this page. Okay, so now we've got our page. Now, as you'll see over here to the left, there are all the different elements that you can add. Text, headline, image, video, buttons, icons, social media buttons, timers, navigation, a divider, a custom HTML. Now, this would definitely come into play if it's something, if you're using an affiliate platform to launch this product or not, because you can basically, with a custom, HTML tag, you can plug in any kind of affiliate buttons that are given to you, any kind of PayPal buttons, really anything that has an embed code you can put into that particular element, and then I'll lead the user off to where he needs to, to go to purchase that. Then what we would do is after purchase is lead them back to our first one-time offer page. Okay, so you have bullets and you have email as well, which is the forms, which I've just shown you with kind of in correlation with contests and opt-in pages. Okay, so in lieu of showing you every single one of these elements, because this video would be 2 hours long, there's so many things that you can do with this, and it's just so awesome. I'm going to just show you a couple of different little features that I really, really like that really make this stand out to me. And number one is something that you can do with video here. So if I hit style, that's how you edit anything. You just simply click it, hit the style button. Pretty much all the panel that opens up over here looks the same for the most part for just about every one of these elements. Okay, so you can obviously the style part of it would be a little different depending on what you've chosen, if it's text, social icons, and so on. But you can apply animations to anything. Any of these elements over here, you can put an animation to. So you have enter animations when it enters the screen. You can have it start at different times, when it's visible or on page load, whichever you choose. You can delay things. You can start different durations. You'll see there's a ton of different effects that you can apply to it. You can also have spark animations and mouse hover over animations. Okay. Now with the video, I really wanted to show you this particular thing here is pretty cool. If you go to border, what you can do is you can actually create a pretty cool looking video. As you'll notice, you'll see my corners are starting to round. So I can actually kind of crop out my video to give it a different look and feel, right? I think that's pretty cool. I've not seen that around a lot. Now I can also apply shadows to videos, right there, and say right there. Okay, and you can see it kind of popped up there. What I can do is basically save, and let's actually put an animation on it too real quick so we can kind of show you that as well. We'll just do a enter, and we'll have it maybe slide. Let's see, now let's do rotate. Okay, so it'll kind of come in like that, and we'll actually delay that for maybe almost a second. Alright, so we'll save that, preview it. Okay, so it's delaying, and there it is. Alright, so you see everything is being applied to it. Pretty cool. Like I said, you can put these animations on any element on this entire page. So all these things can be animated. And actually, if you take a look at my bonus page, you will see I've applied a lot of those animations to that to the elements on that page, which gives you a really good example of how they all work. For this purpose, I just really want to kind of walk you through some of the differences between this builder and other builders, because I think it's pretty significant. So that kind of is, I think, one really, really nice feature. The other nice feature, which there are page builders do allow you to put scarcity timers in them, but they're usually pretty weak. They're really not a whole lot of options. So with this, if I wanted to add a countdown timer, to this particular page, which would be basically my front end offer, if this were, if I were launching a product, we would just basically click, and which is going to add a section. Okay, if you'll notice over here, it's a section, and you're going to get all kinds of different options for the different types of layouts. So I'm just going to throw a one column in there right now. And as you'll see, it's going to put in a row for us that we can just basically drop whichever element we want to show up there. Okay, and I want a timer, so I'm going to put that down. It will load. I will go to the style. Now on here, as I said, this styling tab is a little bit different for each of the elements because they all have their own specific settings. However, the animations are all the same. you can apply animations to anything, to any of these elements. So here you can adjust numbers, the margins on them, the space between them, the width. I mean, you can really, really customize these things. Nice backgrounds, borders, shadows, all kinds of different areas. You can also set when you would like this timer to expire with time zone, time and date. You can choose to show dates, hours, minutes, seconds. The labels you can also change out here as well. Again, you can apply animations to them, and we also, for this one, have a preset. So not all of the elements here have presets, like text, and kind of the basic ones don't have presets to them. It's not really necessary. But for something like this, you may want to kind of have a starting point with these. So we can just pick one. All right, so we have a nice start. You can then customize color, or whatever you'd like, to customize on these particular timers. Okay, so what I also may want, let's go ahead, you can always close this panel there, is let's add a row, and we'll do one column because we're going to probably want to put some sort of a headline here above our, our countdown timer. You just simply double click in here to get, to edit text. So we can go ahead and just clear that out and say, early bird special. Good until, and ... Okay, so then we can do any kind of customizations we would like, obviously to this text, giving it some margins, some padding, swapping out colors, whichever, whatever we want to do right there, as well as a lot of big font selection as well. So that makes it nice. Your text sizes, your shadows, and so forth. Okay, so basically, as you can see now, I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'm just going to close this. And what you're going to see is down here we'd have our feature area. Okay, so we can have a nice navigation as well up here. Okay, so if you'll notice this particular template, we have a demo here. Okay, now if I look at what this particular section is called, section is called section 6. Okay, so we can name it whatever whatever you'd like to name those particular things. But what I may want to do is on my demo is go ahead and style it and have, I believe it is in the action type here. Okay, is I want it to scroll to a section. Okay, so it's going to ask me which section, which is section 6. Okay, so I go ahead and select section 6, and I go ahead and save that and preview it. There we go. Okay, you're going to see our animation is going to come in. Excellent. And we're going to go to demo, and it's going to go ahead and scroll down. So you can create anchors on your page, right through any of these buttons. Okay, so my features, obviously, I would set one here to scroll down to the feature area. Pricing, if I have a pricing, table on this particular page, I can have it scroll down to that as well. All right, so as you see, you can do different things. You can call JavaScript code actually on click for pop-ups. You can have have it open a URL. We could really kind of set it to whatever you'd like to set it for. Okay, so like I said, what we're going to do is build out this little funnel. Okay, so this is our front end blue widget application product. So what we want to do is now. As I said here too as well, this button, so this is the buy now button basically. Again, you can use the custom HTML to put your own PayPal button in there, or your own affiliate button, whatever platform you're using, whatever code it provides, to go ahead and get your users to the checkout page. So now what we would basically have is our first upsell page after that. Okay, so let's go ahead and exit out of here. Okay. And we've got, we want to add more pages, right? So we want to go ahead and add in, look, they have upsell pages right here. So let's just go ahead and we'll just pick this one for demonstration's sake. And we'll rename this to, let's just call it, let's see, call it TO1. Okay, go ahead and edit that. All right. Okay, so it's got our payment, our customized order, so it's giving them, giving your users the path basically to, to complete your entire funnel. All right, so you've got now again, you can customize this. It already has the timer on it. Customize it as you see fit with social proof, whatever you need to do, on these particular pages, and you can create as many of these as you'd like. Okay, so all you're doing at this point is customizing this particular page with whichever elements you'd like to use, and getting them to purchase this upgrade, and then move them on to the next page. So once you have this created and it's saved, you're good. You can hit exit, and you can go ahead and really create that next page. Okay, so we can go to the upsell, create this. Now what we may want to do is, once we have the first one created, is probably save it as your own template, because that way you can just simply load in that particular template. It will all be customized to look the same, so it's the same look and feel. And use that as your starting point, and just change up your text, your videos, your timers, your buttons, obviously, to get them to where they need to go next. So as you can see, it's very quick, to set up an entire sales funnel. You really can't go wrong with that. Okay, so let's talk about how we export and we publish these. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this particular page. And I'm going to go back to, let's see, my campaigns, and I'm actually going to publish out my bonus page. So I have here, which I've created, did my editing too. And as you're going to see, when you're on here, when you've chosen this particular campaign, you're going to be you'll have a couple options here. You can delete, you can export, you duplicate, and you can preview. Okay, so now if you want to export, you can export from here. It will basically give you HTML, everything that you need. You just simply take those files, upload them to any server, wherever directory you'd want them to go, and you're done. That's it. Now, if you're a WordPress user like I am, it does come with a little WordPress plugin, which I'm showing you right here. It gives you the ability to import pages. Okay. So what I can do is, when I'm here, what it'll do is basically show me all the campaigns that I've created. I haven't refreshed this yet, so it's not going to show me the new ones that I just created. But I have the iGloo promo. I can choose which page it is, which is this one. I can give it a title. So iGloo. Let's see here. We'll go sales funnel page builder. And you can set its status, okay, whichever you'd like it to be, in draft or or to be published. And I'm just going to hit import. Okay, so this will just take a second here, a few seconds actually, to import everything that I have. Okay, so the page is imported. Let's go ahead and take a look at pages. And I'll weed through my ridiculous amount of pages that I have on my site here to find iGloo, and it should be, let's see. It's there. It is right there. iGloo. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a preview. And here it is. All right. So as you see, it's as simple as that. Lots of different animations going on here. I really wanted to give, might be a little bit extreme, but I wanted to give you the idea of exactly what you can do. You'll see this background, which I think is just a super cool idea. You can actually import animated GIFs as your backgrounds for the entire page, or for a row, or for a section. I think that's a really, really cool idea. It really kind of gives that almost like that video background effect. So if you're interested in iGloo, I mean, this is something I'm definitely changing to. Much better price point than what's out there. Way less clunky. Works a lot faster. All the elements that I need are there. Definitely comparable, if not better, than a lot of the other page builders that are out there and that I've used. So if you want to kind of jump on board with this, I would definitely recommend it. Go ahead and click any of the links below and pick up your copy. Thanks.